ยังไม่ได้มี
far
เซ็กถึงขั้นนั้นที่เราได้อยู่ด้วยกันอะไรเงี้ยแต่จะมีช่วงโมเมนต์ไม่ได้มีเกินเลยกันนะถึงขั้นที่แบบว่าโอ้โหแบบพูดตรงยังไม่ได้มี
To be honest, we didn't have sex.
เซ็ก
Ain't nobody asked you. Ain't nobody asked you that, man. Ain't nobody brought up sex in this conversation. What? What is up, my beautiful people? It is your girl AMA, aka Amma. Welcome to the AMR, your one-stop shop for amazing book, movie, series, reactions, and reviews. So today I will be doing a reaction to the full Hello ENGFA episode 5 live with Charlotte as ENGFA's guest. I already know that we're about to get some tea. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. It's been a day. I'm recording this on like 6th July 2023, and Twitter is going crazy because Shar apparently confirmed that she and ENGFA are a thing, and they've been like, she likes her and she's the only woman that she's gonna like, but at the same time there's something about needing 3-4 years to be together. And if you remember from the teaser, like Shar has said that before. Number one, she already said that the feelings are real. You don't need to ship. We're real. The feelings are real. She said that before in her Twitter space, right after the kiss on 22nd. So that's nothing new, babies. Come on, that's nothing new. But the 3-4 years, she mentioned that in 3-4 years that time will do its job, and I was like, what? What you mean by time will do its job? You love her. She loves you. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just. Okay, so we can all move on. But how she said it then, I took it to mean that 3-4 years for time to work on their relationship. But now it seems like there may be external factors, which is the reason why they might not be able to be together. I don't know. I've seen glimpses on Twitter, so I'm not even going to talk about it. I think Zubzone is doing a translation of the live that Charlotte did today, saying these things. So when that comes out, we will react to it. You know how we do. But for now, Hello ENGFA, episode 5. Let's go. Let's get it. Ooh. Hello ENGFA.
Hello ENGFA.
Oh, I like the way you said that.
เป็นยังไงความรู้สึกตอนนี้
ก็แฮปปี้นะ
หายตื่นเต้นหรือยัง
ไม่หายเพราะเราไม่รู้ไงว่าแบบแขกรับเชิญจะเป็นใครในบรรยากาศนี้แหละ
Excited because she doesn't know who her guest is gonna be.
ข่าวอะไรเยอะแยะมากมายณเดชน์ยาย่าด้วยอ่ะเห็นมีแชร์ด้วยเนาะอยากเจอไหม
อย่ามาขอร้องอย่ามาหลอก
Charlotte Austin
ก็วันนี้มาเซอร์ไพรส์พี่ฟ้าค่ะแต่ว่าก่อนจะเซอร์ไพรส์ขอมาหลบในห้องนอนนั้นสวยหวานนี้ก่อนจะได้ไปเจอตัวจริง
ยิงฟ้าไม่รู้หรอว่าจะมา
ไม่รู้หนูเก็บความลับอยู่แต่ว่าก่อนจะไปเจอพี่ฟ้า
Honestly, Charlotte is really good at keeping secrets, so I believe that ENGFA didn't know that she was coming. Do you remember Miss Grand House and how like stone cold Charlotte was when she was telling that story that wasn't true? Bruh.
ขอเตรียมตัวก่อนค่ะช่วงนี้หน้าฝนนะคะแล้วก็เป็นคนที่พักผ่อนน้อยค่ะอยากดูแล
Now about to market the vitamin C.
ช่วยในการแบบว่าเสริมภูมิคุ้มกันให้กับร่างกายตัวเอง
Because I think Charlotte is their brand ambassador, right?
วิสซีชาร์ลอตนะคะเรื่องสุขภาพเนี่ยจะบอกว่าต้องยกให้เขานะคะอากาศเปลี่ยนแปลงบ่อยแค่ไหนนะคะกลัวจะเป็นหวัดก็เลยได้วิตามินซีดีแบบนี้มาดูแลผิวนะคะแถมยังช่วยในเรื่องของแบบความกระจ่างใสของผิวอีกด้วยกิน1ได้ถึง2เลยค่ะจะบอกว่าวิธีการทานก็ง่ายมากเลยนะคะแค่ฉีกแล้วก็ชงกับไม่ว่าจะเป็นน้ำเย็นหรือว่าน้ำอุณหภูมิห้องนะคะทาน 1-2 ซองก่อนนอนหรือว่าแล้วแต่อยากจะทานตัวไหนก็ทานนะคะ
Not making this look good. Not making this look like juice. Not making this look like something that I want. Girl.
พ ร้อมไปเจอพี่ฟ้าแล้วค่ะ
เอางี้ละกัน เดี๋ยวให้อิงฟ้ายืนหลังโซฟานี้หน่อย
เอาเลยเหรอ
เอาเลยอุ๊ยวันนี้มาในลุคของอะไรคะ
ก็บอกให้ใส่เดรสโซฟา
The host is like, "Oh, what's the concept of your dress up?" I was like, "You told me to wear this, so I wore it."
มาเนี่ยเขาจะมาแล้วเหรอ นี่เราถ่ายกันเลยเหรอ
ถอยหลังมานิดนึงถอยหลังมานิดนึง
ไม่กอดคุณพิธามาได้เลย
ถ้ามาจริงคือขอตั้งสติสติก่อนถ่าย
โอเค เดี๋ยวหลับตา
เดี๋ยวคุณพิธายืนข้างหน้า
ใจเต้นตุบตุบตุบนะ
They keep teasing her about who's coming.
กลิ่นน้ำหอมคุณมากเลยอ่ะ
Oh, she could tell it's Shaw Shaw by her perfume. That's crazy. I remember there was a Highway 202 episode where they had ENGFA blindfolded and they asked her to guess like who was in the bed with her, right? Because they asked Shaw Shaw to come and sit beside ENGFA. And when she was trying to guess like who it was, I remember she smelled them then too. She smelled their wrist. And she was like, "Oh, I know this scent. I know this scent because basically, right? Basically, words to the effect that she found that scent attractive, right? But when we get to that episode, you're gonna see, yo, it's insane that she knows Charlotte's present by her perfume."
ไม่น่าใช่
Like how far was Charlotte that she could smell her from the steps?
Hello อิงฟ้า
Oh, so dramatic.
เฮ้ยแต่หนูว่าหนูเก่งที่หนูจำกลิ่นน้ำหอมเขาได้
Yeah, you're very good. Like, I'm crazy impressed. You know her perfume from a distance. That's
นะ
crazy.
แล้วใครบอกว่าคุณพิธามาเลยว่าดีใจที่ได้มาค่ะเลยว่าดีใจที่ได้มาค่ะ
I think they don't know how to act around each other when other people are present, right? Like, I don't think it's that they're awkward with themselves. I think that sometimes when people are watching, they just don't know what they're supposed to do. Like, are we supposed to be super close? Are we supposed to not be so close? If I'm close, will they say we're trying to sell the ship? If we're not close enough, will people get upset? I think that's what it is. It's when people are around that we see these little sort of awkward, you know? Oh.
จะ
Oh.
เปลี่ยนบ้างเหรอกลิ่นน้ำห
เอา
อม
ถ้าเปลี่ยนแล้วจำได้ไหมล่ะ
Wait, she said, wouldn't you change your perfume?
คิดจะเปลี่ยนบ้างเหรอ
Won't you change your
ขอ
perfume?
กลิ่นน้ำห
เอา
อม
ถ้าเปลี่ยนแล้วจำได้ไหมล่ะ
And she's like, if I change it, are you gonna recognize it? So she's like, I'm wearing it for you? Shara said, I'm wearing this for you.
ฟินเวอร์ปะเนี่ย
คิดถึงหนูปะ
คิดถึง ไม่ฟินเวอร์ปะเนี่ย
คิดถึงหนูปะ
คิดถึง
Oh, do you miss me? I miss you. Immediate, no hesitation.
ไม่เพิ่งกลับมาจากอเมริกากันไง
แบบเดียวเอง
ไม่แต่ตอนอยู่
อยู่
อเมริกาอยู่ด้วยกันทุกวันไง
24 ชั่วโมงเลย
มา
Yeah, so they just came back from America, spent like pretty much all their time together, right?
เตรียม
24 hours
คำถาม
a
ไว้ห
day.
รือยัง
เตรียมแล้วมาเลย
หนึ่ง
ค่ะ
สองสามสี่ห้าเริ่มเลย
พี่ฟ้ามองแบบภาพตัวเองในอนาคตเนี่ย
How do you picture
3
yourself in
ปี
the
ข้างหน้า
future?
ที่อยากทำงานในวงการบันเทิงแบบเต็มรูปแบบ
Fully in the
5 ปี
entertainment
ข้างหน้า
industry.
ก็คือเริ่มที่จะอยากเที่ยวรอบโลกและ
อืม
10 ปีข้างหน้าคืออยากปลดเกษียณตัวเองแหละ
Oh, she wants to retire in the next 10 years. Bet. So she's, I think it was like 28. Yeah, so next 10 years, 38, retired. That's hard. I
ไม่ถาม
respect
บ้า
it.
งแล้วถ้าหนูอะ
3 ปีข้างหน้าหนูแค่อยากมีบ้าน 5 ปีข้าง
Wants
ห
to
น้า
build her
สาม
own
ปีหรอกมั้ง
house.
ปีสองปีก็มีได้แล้ว
She said she can do that after 1 or 2 years. You don't need 3 years till that.
5 ปีก็คืออยากมีธุรกิจเป็นของตัวเอง
5
10
years,
ก็
I want to
มอง
own a
ภาพตัวเองว่าแบบ
business.
โหมันจะเร็วไปไหมถ้าจะแบบว่ามีครอบครัวอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Okay, next 10 years, Info wants to be retired. Next 10 years, Shaw wants to have a family. The way I see it, that goes together, right? That's not a problem.
สี่คู่นี้เวลาเจอกันท็อปิกที่คุยกันส่วนใหญ่มันเป็นเรื่องอะไรอะ
หนูว่า
What do you guys mostly talk about?
น่าจะเรื่องความท็อกซิกในโซเชียลมากกว่า
Oh, they talk about toxic things that like people have said to them on social media. That's interesting.
ปรึกษาเรายังไงบ้างคะ
โอ้ยคำปรึกษาดีมาก เพราะว่าพี่ฟ้าจะเจอก่อนที่เราจะเจออะไรอย่างเงี้ยทุกครั้งที่เจ
Yeah,
อก็จะ
Fa
เป็น
gives her
เหมือน
good
เป็นการให้
advice.
พลังบวกคอยแลกเปลี่ยนความคิดกันตลอดเลย
And
ถ้า
they
เมื่อไหร่ที่เรา
exchange thoughts.
เคว้งหรือว่าให้เราเซอะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็
Whenever
แบบ
I felt
มี
lost
พี่
or
เขาคอยแบบ
empty,
หนูฟังนะหนูต้องเป็นอย่าง
she'd
นี้
be
อย่าง
the
นี้
one
นะ
to tell her
ไม่งั้น
like
หนู
what
จะ
she
แย่
should
นะ
do.
อะไรแบบเนี้ย
That's interesting. So Ingfa is the one that Charlotte like confides in. Ingfa is the one that Charlotte like takes advice from, and that's basically like her safe space, right? So you're gonna grow close to a person if whenever something bad happens, you can go to this person and you know that they will listen and they will understand that they've been through it and they'll give you good advice and they'll comfort you. So yeah, I can see their relationship building and developing over time. That's actually a really good premise, you know, just knowing you can trust this person, depend on this person, that they're bringing you comfort, security, etc. Oh, the eye contact.
เพิ่งผ่าน Pride Month มาใช่ไหมซึ่งตัวพี่ฟ้าก็อยู่ในกลุ่ม LGBTQ เหมือนกันเลยจะบอกว่ามีสิ่งไหนที่อยากจะบอกแบบคนในคอมมูบ้างไหม
ก่อน
Something
ที่พว
she'll
กเรา
say to the
จะบอกให้
community
คนอื่นยอมรับ
that
อะ
others
ปัญ
should
หาหลั
accept
ก
you.
เลยของกลุ่มเนี่ยคือบางครั้งก็ไม่ยอมรับกันเอง คือมันต้องไม่
We
มีความ
sometimes
แปลก
accept
อะ
our
มัน
own
ต้องมีความ
people.
ปกติที่เรามองกันเองว่าปกติก่อน
ตาหนูดูง่วงเหรอ โอ้ยตาหนูดูง่วงเหรอ
เอางี้
What? Did Charlotte fade out or something?
คำถามที่ทำให้ไม่ง่วงดีกว่า
Oh, don't do Charlotte like that. She wasn't sleeping.
เมื่อกี้เราอาจจะจริงจังเกินไปแล้ว ให้เป็นพิธีกรถามละกันถามแขก
I think she's just tired.
ฮัลโหลอิงฟ้า
I
เรา
love
มา
the
ใน
way
มุ
she
ม
says
ของความ
that.
ดาร์กบ้างดีกว่า ความดาร์กในที่นี้หมายถึงว่ามุมที่
Dark side
คนอาจจะไม่เคยรู้จักพวกเราในมุมนี้มุมมองในเรื่องของเซ็กส์บ้างดีกว่า
About your opinion about sex? Bruh. Ingfa loves talking about sex. You just love to talk about sex, don't you? You just love sex, don't you? Hey, Miss Grandhouse. Okay, part one. I didn't say it. Shasha said it. And also, she does.
อุ้ยแรงอะอย่างนี้เลยเหรอ
Are we really going that way?
ไม่มีใครถามพวก
Yes.
เราในเรื่องนี้เลย
Because no one has ever asked us. That's in for you a real one.
นี่
Let's
ได้วิชา
go.
มาจากติชา มีความรักเรื่องเซ็กส์ถือเป็นเรื่องสำคัญ
Do you think sex is important in a relationship?
ให้กี่เปอร์เซ็นต์
For me, it is. How important out of
90%
100? Sex is 90% important. Makes sense.
คือมันต้องไปควบคู่กันอะ
แล้วเราวัด
Has to
ว่า
go
เราจะ
together
ใครสักคนหนึ่งอะเราวัดเรื่องนี้ด้วยไหมว่าแบบผ่านไม่ผ่านอะไรเงี้ย
ด้วยว่า
Oh, do you decide if he's the one by how good he is? Okay, that's good. Charlotte's like, yeah, okay. So if you're not good in the sack, right? If you ain't good in bed, you know what I'm saying? If you can't make her see stars, you know what I'm saying? Charlotte isn't going to be willing to talk about like a long-term relationship with you. So I feel like if 1 + 1 = 2, and Ingfa plus Charlotte equals ENGLOT. I feel like what she's indirectly telling us is that P5. P5. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I feel like you just have to watch them to know. Because again, I don't know what Fa did to Char on like 22nd or like Abro yet. But like every single time that they have like a suspicious or suggestive encounter, Shasha turns that clingy on to like 110. You know what I'm saying? So all I know is that somehow she makes whatever Ingfa does seem like magic. That's all I know.
ขอถามสเปคดีกว่า เห็นแล้วแบบใช่เลย จะต้องเป็นแบบอย่างนี้ อะไร
She's probably hitting you because you know that you're her type, bro. Why are we talking about heat up in here? Right? You know that you're her type. Like, I don't think would Shashar be that embarrassed to talk about some hypothetical unseen man? Because during MGT, she's gotten plenty questions from talk show hosts and stuff like that about, oh, what's your type? And Shashar just answered them like this. She was like, oh, I like tall guys. I like guys who, no issue, no pillow throwing, no blushing. So why are you blushing?
เป็นแบบอย่างนี้ อะไร
She's like, why are you asking me your type when you know that I'm dating you? What's wrong with you?
อะไรนี่แหละ
ชอบคนสูง คือ
Yeah, tall guys.
ชอบคนที่เรามองแล้วเรารู้สึกว่าแบบ
Oh.
สูง คือชอบคนที่เรามองแล้วเรารู้สึกว่าแบบอย่างเงี้ย
Hold on. Wait. So Shasha likes the person who makes her feel like, okay. So today, I saw on Twitter that Shasha had done a live where she talked about the fact that she liked Fa, and she doesn't like any other woman apart from Fa, and ostensibly will never like any other woman apart from Fa. And on the March 16th live, Shasha essentially said the same thing, that she likes Fa, and only Fa. So if you're telling me that sex is 90% important to you in the relationship, and you're telling me that it's how you consider whether you want to be in a couple with someone, and you're telling me that you like a person who makes you feel, am I supposed to conclude that ENGFA does all three?
ตลอดเวลาเข้าใจว่าแบบหน้าหมันเขี้ยวตลอดเวลา
Like I could eat him up all the time. Charlotte.
นี่แหละ
ชอบคนสูง คือชอบคนที่เรามองแล้วเรารู้สึกว่าแบบอย่างเงี้ยตลอดเวลาเข้าใจว่าแบบหน้าหมันเขี้ยว
All the time. Someone who makes it feel like, all the time. Like I could eat him up all the
ตลอด
time.
เวลาพร้อมที่จะแบบจะขย้ำตลอดเวลา
Ready to just, grab him. All the time. Oh. I feel like I didn't know Shasha was like this, but I feel like I should have seen it coming. Makes sense.
อันนี้คือสเปคของเรา จำกัดในเรื่องของเพศไหม
Yeah, it's a gender limited. Girl, you know you ain't gotta think about this. You know you don't.
ยังตอบไม่ได้อะถ้ายังไม่เคยแบบไม่เคยลองอะเข้าใจปะมันยังตอบไม่ได้ถ้ามันไม่เคยลองอะ
แกอย่าพูดว่างั้นก็ลองดิเดี๋ยวกันมี
So
ยังตอบไม่ได้อะถ้ายัง
I can't answer when I haven't tried it yet. Okay. So hypothetically, right? Assuming hypothetically that she and Fa have had moments. Kisses, touches, but maybe they can't go all the way. I feel like we've seen so many contradictory facts to that, you know what I'm saying? But you can also assume. So just saying that they haven't, you know, and so she hasn't tried it yet, which is kind of, but okay. You can still answer. Like, I feel like I don't need to have slept with a woman to know if there's a possibility that I would be willing to in the future. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you don't need to have tried it to answer, are you willing to try it? You understand? You don't have to, like, it doesn't need to be like a concrete 100% yes. It's just, I'm willing to see if it's something I would like. You know what I'm saying?
ยังไม่เคยแบบไม่เคยลองอะเข้าใจปะมันยังตอบไม่ได้ถ้ามันไม่เคยลอง
แก
อะ
อย่าพูดว่างั้นก็ลองดิ
Like, you want me to say then try. Yeah.
ได้ปะได้
ได้
แล้วคิดว่าในการที่
Oh.
ที่จะตัดลงได้
Are we still able to air this?
ได้ปะได้
ได้
And Charlotte is saying absolutely. Weren't you the one out here fronting like you were shy? Like you didn't want to talk about this. Now you having fun talking about absolutely we can put this on air.
ใช่
แล้วคิดว่าในการที่เรามีคู่จิ้น คู่จิ้นเราตอนนี้คือหญิงคิดว่าการที่สมมติว่าเรามีแฟนเป็นผู้หญิง
Suppose you have a
ปัญ
girlfriend.
หาเกี่ยวกับเรื่องเซ็กส์
He fall with the real questions. Supposing you have a girlfriend, do you think there will be a problem in your sex life?
จะเกิดขึ้นกับเราไหม
คิดว่าไม่
ยังไง
I don't think so. Why not? You haven't tried it yet. Can't possibly know that. Why not?
มัน คิดว่าไม่เพราะว่าถ้า
ยังไง
มัน คิดว่าไม่
ยังไง
The way Fa said, why not? That's so freaking suspicious. But also suspicious is the way that Shar is looking at her and just blushing and dying.
คิดว่าไม่เพราะว่าถ้าพูดตรงๆมันก็คือโหพอดูไหมเนี่ย
Because to be honest, that is my dad watching this, that you reach out for her arm. But like you've never tried it. But nothing's happened. But you're absolutely sure that you can't say if you would want to ever be with a woman, but you're absolutely sure that you wouldn't have a problem in your sex life if you were Shashar. 1 + 1 does not make it 2, my love. You are saying 11.
พูดได้ มันแบบว่า
มันก็มีตัวช่วยในเรื่องของเซ็ก
There's stuff that helps to increase the quality of
อัน
sex.
นี้เดี๋ยวแบบคนไม่เข้าใจ หนูเคยมีเพื่อนที่เลิกกับคนเนี้ยที่คบกันแบบ
I have a friend that broke up with her couple that
นานและไม่นาน
dated either for a long or short time because of this. So I just wanted to know her opinion. You have a friend that broke up with her couple. Okay, so you're saying what? That some relationships didn't last because what people made the switch and then they found out that what the sex life was different when they were with a girl than when they were with a guy?
เวลาที่เหมือนแบบมีเรื่องเซ็กอะหมายถึงโลกมันพัฒนา
The world
ไป
keeps
เรื่อยๆ
developing.
เทคโนโลยีมันก็แบบว่าพัฒนา
And so as the
ไปเรื่อยๆ
innovations,
ก็สามารถที่จะเข้ามา
there's something that can help you with that. Oh, are we talking about what we think we're talking about? Because this sounds like you're talking about dildos or like a strap. I don't understand. How did we end up here?
เซ็กจะ
Infa asked Charlotte, do you think there'll be a problem in your sex life if you're dating a girl?
เกิดขึ้นกับเรา
And Charlotte said,
คิดว่าไม่
no.
มัน
And Infa was like, why? Why do you think that?
คิดว่า
And Charlotte laughed very suspiciously.
ไม่เพราะว่าถ้าพูดตรงๆมันก็คือโหพอดูไหมเนี่ย
พูดได้ มันแบบว่า
มันก็มีตัวช่วยในเรื่องของเซ็กด้วยนี่แหละ
เอางี้เดี๋ยวแบบคนไม่เข้าใจ
And gave a very vague answer, but Infa comes in just in case people don't understand. Infa, how do you understand what Charlotte is talking about? I don't understand what Charlotte is talking about. When she said there was stuff that helps to increase the quality of sex, I was like, what? What are you talking about? Are you talking about a drug? Are you talking about like Viagra? Are you talking about like the pink pill for women? Like, what are you talking about? I didn't know because I haven't been doing things with Charlotte Austin. So I don't know what kind of stuff she's talking about that could increase the quality of sex. Why do you know what she's talking about when it was so vague well enough that you can explain it? So either you've had this conversation before talking about, do you think you could ever be with a girl? Do you think your sex life will suffer? Or you've been having practical either you know it because you've talked about it, or you know it because you've experienced it. Which one is it for?
ใจหนูเคยมีเพื่อนที่เลิกกับคนเนี้ยที่คบกันแบบนานและไม่นานอ่ะเพราะเรื่องนี้ เราเลยอยากรู้มุมมองของเขา แล้วก็เวลาที่เหมือนแบบมีเรื่องเซ็กอะหมายถึงโลกมันพัฒนาไปเรื่อยเทคโนโลยีมันก็แบบว่าพัฒนาไปเรื่อยอะไรเงี้ยมันก็สามารถที่จะเข้ามาช่วยตรงนี้ได้เช่นเดียวกัน
ก็ไม่ได้ติดเพราะสุดท้ายแล้วมันก็
I'm open to that. Are they really telling us this? Cause you hear it, right? I look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, okay? But like also it's what they're saying. It's what they're saying. She's like, in the end, we're both
ทั้ง
happy.
คู่ไง
So you don't think that your sex life would suffer if you were with a girl because there are innovations that can help you with your sex life, and you're open to those innovations, and at the end, you're both happy. No, Ingfa calling her out. See? Now she's awake.
แรงที่สุดหรือเปล่า
Now she's awake.
คำถามไม่แรงที่สุดตั้งแต่ออกรายการมาเลยนะ
Yeah, this is the hardest question from any show that I've ever been on. Shashar, you said you could not know if you wanted to be with a woman because you've never tried it. And then you said that you don't think your sex life will suffer with a woman because there's stuff that helps to increase the quality of sex. And Ingfa clarified by letting us know innovations and stuff. This is my question. You never tried it. You can't even say if you would want to try it. How do you know what there is to increase the quality of sex between two women, specifically, well enough to know that you don't object to that means of increasing the quality of sex between two women, specifically, well enough to know that you're both happy and satisfied, so it's okay? How do you know that? If you say you haven't tried it to the point where you can't even tell us if hypothetically you'd be willing to be with a woman, if there are any limits on you being with a woman, how can you answer? You can't answer the question about a relationship, but you can go in such depth about the question about sex with another woman that you've never had? Okay, put it in the comments. Am I crazy? Is it? Oh,
เห็นยัง
แรงที่สุดหรือเปล่า
ตื่นแล้วเนี่ย
คำถามไม่แรงที่สุดตั้งแต่ออกรายการมาเลยนะ
ตื่นเลย
แล้วของพี่ฟ้ามันถามกลับพี่ฟ้าเอามุมมองเรื่องเซ็กเป็นไงบ้าง
สำหรับพี่ไม่ติด เพราะว่าเป็นคนที่ปรับ
I'm a really flexible person. I know that's right.
ตัวได้กับทุกสถานการณ์ที่เจอ อาจจะด้วยเหมือนเราอะคบมาหลากหลายทางเพศแล้วจริง ๆ แล้วเราก็เห็น
Different
ว่าโอเค
genders
แบบว่าถ้าเราคบเพศนี้เป็นยังไง แต่พี่จะไม่ได้จัดคนที่รูป
Okay, so she knows what it's like with each of them. All right. Okay.
ร่างนะหมายถึงว่าไม่ว่า
She
จะเป็น
doesn't judge anyone
เพศอะไร
depending
ก็ตาม
on their
แต่ถ้าวัน
gender.
นี้ feeling เราเป็นแบบนี้มันก็จะเข้าหาแบบนี้ถ้า feeling เราเป็นแบบนี้เราก็จะเข้าหาแบบนี้อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Okay. It's however you're feeling, that's how she'll approach.
ก็เลยไม่ติด แต่ถ้าให้
It's
คะแน
quite
นเซ็ก
open.
ตัวเองก็ให้100
If I have to rate my sex, if I have to rate like the importance of sex to me, 100%. I 100%. 100%. I knew it.
Hello อิงฟ้า
Hello
ดีกว่า
อิงฟ้า
ระหว่างคนที่จีบเรากับคนที่เราจีบ
Right. I remember this from the teaser. Between a person that likes you and a person that you like.
เราชอบแบบไหนมากกว่า
And I remember mentioning the fact that I would prefer the person that likes me because, number one, if I don't like you, I know that I'm still going to be gentle. I know I'm still going to be respectful. So I'm assured of the fact that I would treat you well, regardless. I would much rather be with a person who likes me and who I can be assured that I'm like safe and secure and that their feelings for me like they like me, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to, oh, I like you, you don't like me back, then I'm just supposed to run around chasing you. Nah. Generally, if I like you and you don't like me, I'm gonna give it some time. Like, I'm gonna talk to you, engage with you, try and get you to see my personality, try and spend time with you. But if it's like you really just you don't like me, I'm gonna go. I don't have anything to do here if you don't like me. Like, that's But eh,
เราจีบเขา
เพราะ
the one I like, Shasha prefers the one she likes. And I mentioned again in the teaser, you can by all means go check it out. I mentioned in the teaser that could just be another way to avoid vulnerability
เรารู้สึกว่าเรามีความรู้สึก
because,
ดีๆให้กับเขาอะไรเงี้ยคือถ้าเป็นคนที่เขามาจีบเรา
like she's saying, if someone likes her
เขารักเราจริง
first,
หรือเปล่า
she has no
ยังไม่
idea
รู้
if they
เลย
really
แต่ถ้า
love
เป็น
her
เรา
or
ไป
not.
จีบเขาเรารู้สึก
But if she likes them, then she knows, oh, this is the goal. I'm trying to get this person. And I mentioned that to me, it seems similar as to when people will work a lot, you know, to sort of distract themselves. They'll throw themselves into a task to not have to engage with certain emotions. This feels similar in the sense that you don't want the fear that this person doesn't actually care about you the way that they think they do. So instead of them coming to say they like you would rather be the one chasing them, because then you don't have to think about that possibility. All you have to think about is, oh, I'm trying to get this person, right? And I mentioned the fact that Shashar has been in a couple of abusive relationships, so that may sort of be influencing her desire to avoid that vulnerability, because at a certain point she must have thought that the people that she was with truly loved her, only for this abuse to come out and for her to have to question, so did you ever really love me, you know?
จุดประสงค์เป้าหมายแน่ชัดของเราว่าเราชอบนะแม้ว่ามันจะอาจจะไม่ได้สมหวังก็ตามแต่คืออย่างน้อยขอลองก่อนอะไรเงี้ย
เป็นคนที่คบใครแล้วคบได้นานปะ
Are you a person that is with someone for a long time?
2 ปีนะ
She said yes. Then she said it's 2 years long.
ไม่ค่อยนานเท่าไหร่
ยังไม่เคย
I don't think so. Is 2 years a long time? No, 2 years is kind of average. It's kind of average. It's kind of basic.
คบใครเกิน
I've never been with
3
anyone more
ให้
than
เขา
3
นอก
years.
ใจก็เรานอกใจ
It's always me or them that was having an affair. Charlotte.
อย่างเงี้ยแต่ส่วนมากจะเป็นเรานอกใจ
But most of the time it was me. Girl, what you talking about?
มากกว่าแต่เราไม่ชอบคนนอกใจนะพอเราแต่ส่วนมากจะเป็นเรานอกใจมากกว่าแต่เราไม่ชอบคนนอกใจนะพอเราลองมองย้อนกลับมา เราก็ไม่ได้ชอบคนนอกใจแล้วทำไมเราถึงทำ
You don't like people that cheat, but you're the one who's most of the time having the affair. You have to ask yourself, why did I do that?
มีคำถามจะถามบ้างไหมเนี่ยโอ้โห
Do you even have a question for
เรา
me?
ก็ไม่ได้ชอบคนนอกใจแล้วทำไมเราถึงทำ
มีคำถามจะถามบ้างไหมเนี่ยโอ้โห
จะถามเหมือนกันว่าเคยมีเหตุการณ์
I don't know. That seemed like changing the subject to me, Inkpa. That seemed like we changed the subject. I don't know. Like, sometimes when people are younger, they do some dumb stuff, you know? And then they grow up a bit and then they realize, oh, the way I went about that, the way I treated that person wasn't necessarily the right way. I can't speak as to who Charlotte is now, because this is the past that she's talking about. So I just have to believe that going forward in the past, you know what I'm saying, at least you know that that's not something you want to be. And P5 did say in the Miss Grand House, I think in that either part 1 or part 2 or so, she was mentioning the fact that, I think it was part 1, she was mentioning the fact that she can accept anything from anyone, that, you know, whatever vices you have, whatever character flaws, if you're cheating or if you're sort of like seeing other people, because the way she was talking about it made it seem as if you want the relationship to be an open relationship, like that's even something that she could accept, because after being with, you know, someone for a number of years, she's realized that after 2-3 years you always have something like this crop up, right? And that she's never left someone because they've cheated on her. So a match made in heaven, I guess. Personally, I'm not with cheating. I don't vibe with it. I don't mess with it. I feel like at the point that you're willing to cheat, you should be willing to end the relationship. If you're not willing to end this relationship, you have no business cheating because you're not done with this person. You're just trying to be greedy, selfish, or immature. You're trying to eat your cake and have it, but you can't do that. Either you want this person, you're with this person, or you don't want them and you're out. There's no need to cheat, right? And if it's like some temporary attraction, some temporary lust, I would say that you should advise yourself, because the moment you cheat, it's kind of like that relationship is done, right? Someone might decide to forgive you and take another stab at building a new relationship, but it's basically like you've killed that old thing that you've had. So unless you're ready to kill your relationship, don't cheat. Be talking about, oh my God, I'm so sorry, it was just a mistake, I'll never do it again.
ที่รถไฟชนกันบ้างไหม
ไม่มี
Have you ever been in a situation where two of your dates have met? Like you were dating two people at the same time and they saw each other?
ไม่มีเป็นคนที่ถ้า
Oh, she says nah. I'm a straight person. I'm a straight shooter.
เล็งแล้วคือเล็งแบบพุ่งไปเลย
เอาเดียวเลยเหรอ
คนเดียวก็เลยเจ็บเยอะเจ็บหนัก
She said that I'm a kind of person who just likes one person.
เจ็บจริงเพราะ
So
ว่า
I tend to get hurt a lot because there's no backup.
เหินห
ขับ
นัก
ไฟเดย์
So I was like a drama queen, a heartbroken girl.
ฟิลนั้นพี่อ้อยพี่ชอบ
จริงเหรอ จริงปะเนี่ย
ใช่
And Charlotte is like, seriously, she's not a player, bro. I've been trying to tell you. She is not a player. Like, look, any of you watch Superwife? Okay, you see Val and how Val comes off like, oh, she's dating the cheerleader, she's the popular girl, she's the da-da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, Val has mistuck on Louisa since like literally the moment she met her. There are people like that who, despite how popular they are and beautiful they are, they know what they want, and once they find it, they're like, okay, bet, I don't care about anything else that's out here, I want you. That's the kind of person Fa is. No matter how popular she is or good with women or whatever, when she finds someone that she likes them. She likes you. You. She's a straight shooter. She's literally the girl who was over here heartbroken because the person that she liked was out here cheating and stuff. Bruh.
พี่อะเป็นคนบูชาความรัก
She adores love.
ใช้ชีวิตกันยังไงแต่หนู
She's a
ว่า
romantic.
ใช้ชีวิตดำเนินในแต่ละวันไปด้วยความรัก ยิ่งเราทำงานเยอะในทุกๆวันเจอเรื่องนู่นนี่นั่นอ่ะก็จะชอบมีคอมฟอร์ตโซนของตัวเอง
Wants her own comfort
ใคร
zone.
สักคนหนึ่งที่เราสามารถที่จะ
Person she can tell about her day.
หรือแค่มองตาก็สามารถที่จะ
just look in her eyes and know she's totally exhausted. Come cheer me up. Oh, yo, yo,
จะแบบ
yo.
รับรู้ได้ว่าเฮ้ยวันนี้เหนื่อยนะเข้ามาชาร์จเข้ามากอดแล้วบอก
Hug me. And I'm a person that is really addicted to skinship. I feel so validated because I think I said in part 4 of Miss Grand House that ENGFA is also a person that's really clingy. And what informed me of that was in Miss Grand House Part 3, the fact that when they were on live, you know, ENGFA was fronting like, oh, do you need your bolster pillow to sleep? Oh, should I move closer? Are you okay? Making it seem as if Charlotte was the only person who desired that contact. But whilst they were sleeping and Charlotte rolled away, ENGFA was the one who woke up to check on her like, where'd you go? You know what I'm saying? And then Charlotte said that after the live ended, ENGFA hugged her so tightly that she could barely breathe. It's sort of like Fa won't do PDA for you, right? If what you're looking for is like public displays of affection, you're not gonna get that from Fa. But behind the cameras, right? When the camera is off, when the fans go home, when the reporters aren't there, right? I'm a person that's really addicted to skinship. I feel so validated. So when Shashar is over here clinging to Fa and holding Fa and touching Fa, and Fa doesn't really seem to be reciprocating it to that same degree, and you're like, oh, maybe Fa might get tired of Charlotte, or maybe Fa doesn't really like Charlotte to the same extent that Charlotte likes Fa. Nah, she said, I am really addicted. She didn't just say, I'm a person that's addicted to skinship. I'm a person that is really addicted to skinship. So Fa likes that. And I think part of the reason why you have Charlotte doing it so much is because Fa likes that. And she might not be the kind of person who would express that out there in the open, but I bet that when they're on their own, when they're together, she lets Shar know that yeah, or she even reciprocates that touching, that clinginess back. This what Fa is looking for, a person to hug her, love her, cheer her up when she's exhausted, is literally the bare minimum. She's not asking for too much. She just wants someone to love her. That's it, and do life with. That's all.
สกินชิปมาก ก็มองว่าเหมือนที่ป๊าห้ามมีแฟน 7 ปีอะมองว่า
Oh, he forbid her from dating for 7 years.
มันเป็นไปได้ยากมากๆสำหรับเรานะ ก็คงแบบใหญ่ขึ้นอะถ้าถึงณเวลานั้นนะ7 ปีบวกไปดิตอนนี้เท่าไหร่ 28
I would be webbed. Are you talking about being like blocked, like stuck up, like blue
แค่มอง
balls?
ตาก็สามารถที่จะบวกไปดิตอนนี้เท่าไหร่
Look how old I am, 28.
28มันไม่
Is she talking about now what forbid her from dating anyone for 7 years?
มองว่ามันเป็นไปได้ยากมากๆสำหรับ
Is that what she's saying?
เรานะ
Why?
ก็คงแบบใหญ่ขึ้นอะถ้าถึงณเวลานั้นนะ7 ปีบวกไปดิ
How the hell can you say that she shouldn't date anyone for 7 years? 35,
เท่า
30,
ไหร่ 28
28 35 36
35, 36. Who the hell are you to say she can't date anyone till she's 35 or 36? Who does that? Like even in terms of like people's basic human rights, you can't contract someone into not dating for 7 years? What are you talking about?
มันไม่ไหวไง แต่ตอนนี้ไม่ได้รีบ เพราะว่ารู้สึกว่าสนุกกับการทำงาน
She's not in a hurry because she's still happy with work,
การที่
meeting
เจ
new
อคน
people
ได้นู่นนี่
and
นั่นอะไร
experiencing new
หนูอะ
things.
มุมมองความรักตัวเอง
สำหรับหนูมองแค่ว่าอยากได้คนที่แบบสบายใจ
I want
ที่จะ
someone I
อยู่
feel
ด้วย
comfortable to be
ใน
around
วัน
every
อะไรเงี้ย
day.
คอยแบบว่าคอยสอนกันคอยเตือน
Keep
กันได้อะไรเงี้ย
educating
แต่
each
ขอให้รู้
other,
ว่าทุกครั้งที่ทะเลาะกัน
reminding
ก็
each
คือ
other.
จะไม่ปล่อยมือออกจาก
Be
กัน
sure we
ถ้า
won't
ใน
let
อนา
go
คต
when we
ถ้า
have
มี
a
จริ
fight.
งๆขอให้เขารับหน้าที่
Hey, so you already kind of have that with ENGFA, right? Because like you guys have fought a lot and sulked a lot, and after 1 year, 3 months, you still didn't let each other go. So I guess you know.
ของเราได้ด้วยเหมือนกัน
I wish they would understand our role here too. ENGFA understands. So basically, you're just describing ENGFA. What is your perspective towards love? You. You are my perspective. You are my goals. You are my dream girl. Oh.
ฮัลโหลอิงฟ้า
Oh, this was from the beginning. No, that was new. They reshot that.
มีคำถามหนึ่งอันนี้จะเป็นคำถามสำหรับที่แบบคิดว่าคนน่าจะอยากรู้ว่าอิงลอด
What's the direction of ENGLOT in the future? Oh, Charlotte brought it up.
มันจะเป็นยังไง
มันก็ไปเรื่อยๆอะไปเรื่อยๆ ในที่นี้คือเหมือนแบบเราไม่ได้ มันไม่ได้เป็นแฟนกันอะ
We're not girlfriends. Okay. Don't do Shasha like that with the music like that and the zoom in from the camera. Don't do that.
เราไม่ได้ มันไม่ได้เป็นแฟนกันอะ
So they're not girlfriends. As at the United States trip, ENGFA talking about Shashar's arm constantly around ENGFA talking about, oh, we're like such a couple. She's saying we're not actually girlfriends. Okay.
หมายถึงว่า
Oh. What was that?
มันไม่ได้เป็นแฟนกันอะ
It's like Charlotte widened her eyes. It's like she...
มันไม่ได้เป็นแฟนกันอะ
What was that? What was that reaction? What was that? Yo, what is this? Because it looks like Charlotte pursed her lips, right? You know when you get angry, like your mouth tightens in anger? It looks like Charlotte pursed her lips and then her eyes widen like, what do you mean like we're not girlfriends? Yo. No, you see this, right? Yo. Wow. So I remember, as at Show Me Love episode 7, ENGFA and Charlotte reacting to Show Me Love episode 7, I remember that ENGFA made a comment about Mina and Shireen not being girlfriends yet. And Charlotte's reaction was immediate. She was like, what do you mean by we're not girlfriends yet? And ENGFA had to be like, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about the characters. So if, from as far as Show Me Love episode 7, Charlotte is insinuating that they're girlfriends, and that was like, I don't know, way back in, January, February 2023? I've even forgotten when that reaction came out. And now we're in June. This is taking place, I think, 8 June 2023. And now you're saying we're not girlfriends. And all the way back then, Charlotte considered you girlfriends. Then I get that look. So what you talking about, Fa?
หมายถึงว่าถ้าเราบอกว่าเฮ้ยวันเนี้ยอิงลอดคือแฟนกันมันจะตอบง่ายมากว่าแบบโหอนาคตมันอาจจะเลิกกันก็ได้แต่ถ้าสมมุติว่าเราบอกว่าเนี่ยความรู้สึกคือมัน
If I said ENGLOT is a couple, it'd be easy to say where we are in the future because maybe we would have broken up. But if I say ENGLOT is a feeling as opposed to a relationship status, it's a feeling that doesn't have an obvious status. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. Just okay. It's a feeling that doesn't have an obvious status. What's wrong with you? Why do you guys make this so complicated? I like her. She likes me. We're dating. We're not dating. We're friends. We're not friends. We're together. We're not together. We don't... Just, can you stop trying to be so... Like, can you just...
มันไม่มีสถานะ
And notice Charlotte holding her arm. Now, it could be nothing because Charlotte sometimes has these self-comforting gestures even when they're like on a live or on an interview or whatever. It could just be a reaction to being filmed and having other people around during what are essentially very intimate conversations. It could also be because of what ENGFA is saying right now, especially after that look from earlier. I don't know.
ใช่ไหมเป็นความสัมพันธ์ที่มันก็บอกไม่ถูกเหมือนกันเพราะว่ามันก็น่าจะเป็นความรู้สึกที่เราก็รู้สึก
She seems to have calmed down though because I think now ENGFA has gone back to the script. Right now that she realizes that it's not about we're not girlfriends in the sense of I don't want you, but we're not girlfriend in the sense of ENGLOT is a feeling, we last forever, we're not defined. Charlotte seems to have been like, oh okay, I know what you're talking about.
เป็นความสัมพันธ์
This is the kind of shit we say to the
มันก็บอกไม่ถูก
reporters.
เหมือนกันเพราะ
Okay,
ว่ามันก็น่าจะเป็นความรู้สึก
it's a complicated relationship. It's not. It's fucking not. You are making it complicated. I've never seen it so difficult to date someone before in my life. People have been in forbidden romances that have been easier than this. Scandal, Olivia Pope, the freaking president, easier than this. Okay? People have fallen in love with vampires and it was easier than this. Come on.
รู้สึกที่เราก็รู้สึกกับเขาแค่คนเดียวหนูก็ไม่รู้จะพูดกับความ
I don't know what to call this relationship. Girlfriend. What's wrong with you? I like her. She likes me. We like each other romantically. I don't know what to call this relationship. We literally invented the word so that people could describe when they liked each other in a romantic sense. We have the term for use it.
สัมพันธ์ตรงนี้ยังไงแต่ว่ามันก็มีแต่ความรักแล้วก็
It's just love and goodwill for each other. I think Charlotte said the same thing. Where did she say this at? I think in her Twitter space, Joshua was talking about, it's just, I think, I may be misremembering, but I've heard this before. I think Shasha was saying that, oh, it's a relationship where we just have love and goodwill. They are reading from the same script. It's like they got together, they agreed, okay, what will we say when? And then they're just feeding us things that they've already agreed to say because they're saying the same damn things. Come on.
ก็ความหวังดีให้ แต่บางครั้งอ่ะมันก็มีอะไรที่บั่นทอนจิตใจมากๆมากซะจนบางทีเราคิดว่าเกาะ
There's also something so depressing that my wall, which I thought was
บาง
strong,
ครั้งมันก็ถูกกัดก่อนไปเหมือนกัน
got carved quite a bit. I feel anyone who has an imagined
จิ้น
couple
มันจะมีอยู่2เลเว
would
ล
feel the
ที่
two
จะไปต่อ
levels.
ดีไหม
Should I go
จะพอ
further?
แค่นี้
Should I
เพราะว่า
stop?
เราแค่กลัวคนผิดหวัง
Because I was just afraid
เมื่อ
people
วา
would
น
feel
เนี่ยที่ใน
disappointed.
Twitter ที่พอเข้ามา
Like yesterday on Twitter, it's everywhere.
เป็นคู่จิ้นที่มีโมเมนต์หน่อยได้ไหม
Could you please create a
เพราะว่า
couple
มันเป็นงาน
moments?
เขาบอกว่าช่วยขายจิ้นหน่อย
Can you think of it as work?
ได้ไหมเราพูดได้ไหม
They said, can you promote your couple more?
ว่าเราขายจิ้นหรือเปล่า
And Charlotte is like, are we promoting our couple? Like, so you're telling me the reason why we have all this back and forth and you be giving us these prearranged answers is because the fans are crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. I get it. Well, can you create a couple moment? What the fuck? Like, who does that? Who does that? You walk up to someone and their girlfriend, hypothetically, and you're like, oh my god, I just love your relationship. Can you please create a couple moment? Like, can you just kiss her whilst I take a picture of you and carry it around with me forever? Don't worry, it's totally not weird. Why are you asking them to create moments? It's supposed to be something that comes naturally. You're watching them. You're part of their lives. They're living, they're tweeting, they're commenting. They're showing you their relationship. Whatever moments come naturally out of their relationship is what you're supposed to enjoy. You're not supposed to ask them to create moments. That's not how this works.
บอกว่าอิงหลอดขายจิ้นอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
พวกเราอาจจะพูด
Yeah, and then other people too. Some people are saying, please create a couple moment, and ENGFA is like, what? Am I supposed to think of it as work? Am I supposed to think of being with Charlotte as something that I'm doing as part of my job? And Charlotte's like, other people are like, oh, now they're selling their relationship. So which is it? Create couple moments, selling their relationship. Is it work? Is it private? All the lines are blurred for them. So in to that extent, I will say it is complicated. But my loves, I feel like you can uncomplicate that easy. Just make a statement. We're together. We're girlfriends. We're not going to be making moments. But whatever you happen to see when you see it,
ว่าอิงหลอดขายจิ้นอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
พวกเราอาจจะพูดกันบ่อยมากว่าโมเมนต์ที่เกิดขึ้นคือโมเมนต์ธรรมชาติ
every moment was
ถ้าอยาก
real.
ถ้าได้เห็นก็คือจะได้เห็น แต่ว่า
Yeah, you
เรา
see it if we want you to see it, right?
แค่กลัวว่าเหมือน
But I'm
ว่า
just
วันหนึ่ง
afraid
เราควร
people
จะ
would feel
ผิดหวัง
disappointed
บาง
one
ครั้ง
day.
พี่ก็เคยรู้สึกว่าพี่
I even
แบบว่า
felt like I want
อยา
to
ก
quit.
พอ
Right. It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure because even if they're real and they like each other romantically, and even if they're dating in the background in secret and they're not letting anyone know or whatever, the point is like it's so much pressure. ENGFA has already said in the Miss Grand House that she's a person who thinks that like lasting love, like forever love, is rare, 1%. You know? So you're with this person, or you're this person who thinks that lasting love, forever love, is 1%. And you're walking around with this idea that there's a 99% chance that this may not survive the long term, like 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, it may not last. And you're seeing the attachment that fans have to your relationship with Charlotte. And you're asking yourself, so how does this work? You know, how does this work? If I say one day that, oh, we tried it, it didn't work out, we don't want to be in a couple anymore, how are they going to react? How is this going to affect our jobs? And what she highlighted was that feeling of disappointing her fans, that feeling of, oh, maybe stringing them along, leading them to believe that it would be something that lasts forever, then suddenly they're not there, which is why she stuck to the ENGLOT is a feeling, not a couple, it's not a status, so that if they're dating now, let's say they're dating now behind the scenes, if for whatever reason any of them decides they don't want to be in this couple anymore, they can just move away, and they don't have to come out with a public statement that would change their relationship in the eyes of the fans, because basically they've just said ENGLOT is a feeling, it's not a status. So they can be dating behind the scenes, and ENGLOT is still the feeling that they present to the fans, right? And even after they break up, ENGLOT is still like a feeling that is to the fans. The feeling of wanting things to be well with Charlotte and wanting to support Charlotte, regardless of whether they're together or not together. That's why they've had to create such an ambiguous blanket to cover any possible outcome of their relationship. Because ENGFA is, and probably Charlotte too, is aware of, oh, if we're not together, they're going to be so disappointed how they react. Da, 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 da. That's why on March 16th, she basically had to workshop their relationship to us, talking about how would you feel if we were together? How would you feel if I told you we did it and it didn't work? How would you feel if... And she basically was sounding out what the fans' reaction would be, because ENGFA actually cares. I don't know, man. I would say maybe you care a bit too much. There are too many people who are gonna feel some type of way about your relationship for you to be here genuinely trying to consider what all of them are gonna say or do or think. You just have to live your life, bro. If they're gonna be disappointed, they're gonna be disappointed. F it, you know? But I respect her trying to create as little like tidal waves as possible, especially if boss is already talking about, oh, I don't want you to date anyone for the next 7 years, you know, so that, I don't know, so that her work, there are no distractions or whatever. So you have that situation with already her employer, her boss, of the opinion that she shouldn't date anyone for like 7 years so she can focus on her work and make a name for herself and make her money and get out the industry. And yet you have this relationship that is highly volatile, highly, shall I say, explosive, that has so many of the fans invested, that has so much attention, so much interest. And it's like, how do you balance the two with not wanting anything that will damage my career when you have something that is so incendiary as ENGLOT is? Like, if today Fa said she's not with Charlotte, that's gonna cause a blast. You know what I'm saying?
เหนื่อยจังเลยแบบบางทีเหมือนคนไม่เข้าใจในสิ่งที่เรา
I was so tired. Like, they don't understand what we are.
เป็นอยู่พอเราแบบนั่งคิดดีๆแล้วก็มานั่งทบทวน
But when I
แล้ว
think
รู้สึกว่าโอเค
carefully,
เราก็ควรจะปล่อยให้มันเป็น
I felt
ไป
like
ตามธรรม
fine.
ชาติแล้วก็มันจะอ
Let
ยู่
it
ได้
be.
แค่ไหนนานแค่
And
ไหน
no matter how
ก็
long
ไม่
it's
เป็น
going
ไร
to
แล้วว่า
last,
เบื่อมากกับ
it's alright.
อีกเลเวลหนึ่งก็คือเมื่อไหร่ที่สมมติเราตามใจแฟน
And I'm so bored with another level, which is whenever I serve the
มีโมเมนต์
fans,
ปุ๊บมันก็จะมีอีกเลเวลหนึ่งที่
whenever we had a moment together, there's another level that said,
หลอกลวง
see, you're selling your couple.
โกหกสร้าง
You
ภาพ
lied. You made a mental image. Right. So she's torn. She's torn because there's this constant dichotomy. On one level, so many people have their expectations of what they should be, that regardless of whether or not they were actually dating at that time, regardless of not they were actually girlfriends at that time, people are gonna ship. People are gonna interpret everything they do and say as being girlfriends, being a couple. There's that level. There's a level of people accusing them of selling their relationship. There's that issue. But then on the other hand, there's like, even when she was like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go, I'm just gonna let them do whatever they want, ship however they want, I'm not gonna worry myself, you know, about what is gonna happen when, or if we're not together and they're disappointed. She's like, there's this also aspect of me that whenever I was having a genuine moment with Charlotte, I couldn't help but feel like, you see, you're having a genuine moment, but you're having this genuine moment out here in front of all these people. So you're selling your couple. You're selling your couple. You're being a hypocrite. You're doing what you said you wouldn't do.
หลอกลวงโกหกสร้างภาพ
And even though that's not her intention, she's like, I couldn't help but feel at certain points that we were selling our couple because it's out here, it's in the open for everyone to see and consume, you know? And people are happy and they give you money and they give you gifts because they get to see these moments. So it does sort of feel like you're making a trade, whether you intend to or not.
มันเลยไม่รู้ว่า
We didn't know which way we should go. Where is the balance? Thank you, Shasha.
คือจะ
That's
ต้อ
what
ง
I'm
ไปยัง
saying.
ไงอ่ะคืออะไรอะไร
How do I balance it? How do I balance being in a real relationship with this person that people also ship me with? How do I balance being in a real relationship with this person that I don't know what's going to happen? We don't know if we're going to be together 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because no one in a relationship ever really knows that. and yet the expectations that the fans have, the desires the fans have, how do I balance having these real moments and yet having them being so public? How do I balance my work? How do I balance my personal life?
อะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็บางทีก็เหมือนแบบสับสนนิดนึงถ้าถาม
Yeah, I get confused sometimes. You can see that in the March 16th live. Like, she was genuinely trying to puzzle it out.
ว่าจะไปยังไงในอนาคต
If you're asking about the future,
ไปเรื่อยๆของมัน
10 ปี20 ปีมาเจอกันก็
it'll be like this. It'll still be ENGLOT in the next 10
เป็น
years,
ENGLOT
ใช่
20 years, right? And only they know what that actually means, right? When they say we'll still be us, right? We could take it as, oh, we'll still be ENGLOT platonically, like we'll still be friends, da da da. But I think they've already sort of defined ENGLOT as there's this feeling that I only have for Charlotte, and Charlotte says there's this feeling that I only have for Fa, and Fa says no one else will I have this feeling with, and that feeling is what? Liking her, wanting to take care of her, wanting to support her. It's also to some extent being attracted to her. Don't even try to front like that ain't part of it. So all of that together, when you put it together, that's ENGLOT. So sometimes I think when they're out here saying that ENGLOT will be ENGLOT in the next 10 years, next 20 years, they have their own internal understanding of what that is. And that's everything that they are behind the scenes that we don't get to see. And they're saying that everything we are in those real moments where we don't have to question whether we're selling our relationship or what people think about us or how they're going to take the things that we do. Those moments that we have that are only for us, that only we know, we're still going to be that in 10 years, in 20 years. And I think that when they define it like that, it gives them comfort. That may be saying, I'm still going to be dating you in 10 years. I'm still going to be with you in 10 years. Doesn't. Because, number one, ENGFA doesn't believe that long-lasting love, it just happens. Like, it's rare. So they could be the 1%, but she's perfectly prepared for them not to be. You know what I'm saying? But the fans don't ever seem to engage with them with the understanding that these are real people. Things can change at any time, and you have to be okay with that. Bro. Yeah. Yeah, but they, like I said, they seem to have their own internal understanding of what ENGLOT is. They seem to have figured it out, right? In a way that allows them to sort of protect their work and protect themselves from external expectations and pressures. Like if I define this relationship vaguely as shit, you can't accuse me that I don't look like what you expected me to look like. It's so vague and open-ended and ambiguous. I can fit anything inside this relationship and it'll still be ENGLOT.
หนูอะอยากจะนั่งอย่างนี้มากเลยพุ่งตรง
ได้ก็นั่งได้แหละเนาะได้เพราะใส่เกงมาสบายๆ
จริงเหรอ
แต่ว่าอาจจะ
มันไม่เป็นรายการไงเราก็แบบมันไม่ชินอ่ะเอามาเลย
Pa said, you can relax, it's a show, feel free. And Charlotte's like, oh, really? And then she put her leg up and Fa's like, okay, no, that's too far. This is too much.
มาฮัลโหลอิงฟ้าเข้าสู่ช่วงสุดท้ายแล้วแหละคำถามนี้เชื่อว่ายังไงก็ต้องเป็นคำถามที่คนรอคอยมากที่สุด
มาครั้งนี้ครั้งเดียวนะ
ไม่แรง
Charlotte said, I'm never coming here again.
ENGLOT มีโอกาสเป็นไปได้จริง
This question that drove me crazy in the teaser. Has ENGLOT got any chance to be real? Again, what was that? You telling on yourself, Shashar. You telling on yourself. What was that? What was this? What was this? What expression is this? Why are you licking your lips? Look at you, mischievous ass. You know what you've done. Look at this. It looked like Charlotte was thinking about what to say for a second.
นักเลงพอ
I'm tough enough to ask it myself.
เป็นไปได้จริงไหม
Is it possible? It's interesting because Fa earlier on asked do you see yourself being with a girl? And Charlotte evaded, talking about, oh, I've never been with a girl, so I don't know. Fa asked it again, essentially. Do you think ENGLOT could be real, like a real couple?
ก็ต้องดูอนาคต
Evasion again. We need to see it in the future.
กี่เปอร์เซ็นต์
That's something that Fa always used to say whenever she didn't want to answer the reporters directly, because during the MGT pageant they couldn't date, they couldn't go out. It was one of the pageant rules. So that was something Fa used to put off the reporters by just saying, oh, in the future we'll see. And of course, I'm sure she meant it. Like in the future, she hoped to see what was there with Charlotte. But Shasha is just using it now to deflect.
ก็ต้องดูอนาคต
And Fa is pressing. How many percent? Yeah, pin her down. She's not being cruel, bruh. Because it's funny, because on 22nd June, when Fa was like, if you like me, tell me, don't give me hope, confirm it then, In all those instances, Fa is looking to Charlotte to come out with how she feels about them being a real couple. And Shasha has evaded every single moment. Every single moment.
เคยคิดว่ามันจะเป็นเปอร์เซ็นต์
I think it's quite a high
ด้วย
percentage.
ซ้ำแต่ตอนนี้มันจะเหลือประมาณ
But now, I think it's around 60%. You know you in line. You know you lying, Shasha. Come on. Come on.
60%เพราะเรารู้สึกว่าเป้าหมายในอนาคตของเราสอง
Our life goals are different. Our life goals are different, are they? ENGFA is talking about working, entertainment industry, retiring. You want to build a house, have a business, and then have a family. And it's within the same time period, like 10 years. She's retired, 10 years, you want a family. Our life goals are different. How so?
หลายสิ่งหลายอย่างในการใช้ชีวิตหรือว่านิสัย
Our ways of living
ของกันและกันเนี่ย
or
อาจจะต้องมี
our
การ
personality
คุยหน่อยต้องมองหน้า
might need a bit more talking before we can merge that. But Charlotte, like your personalities have gone together since Highway Turtle 2. Like you, since the beginning of MGT, like you were roommates. You chose to be roommates. You've been roommates with this person, so you have experience living in close proximity to her. I don't think it's ever caused issues. Otherwise, you would have just chosen not to be roommates. But every opportunity you had, you were with Fa. So you can clearly live with her. You can clearly be in the same space as Fa. You can clearly, spend time with Fa and still look forward to seeing her.
ชีวิตหรือว่านิสัยของกันและกันเนี่ยอาจจะ
Our ways of living. What ways of living? Fa is frugal. She doesn't overspend. What are you talking about?
ต้องมีการคุยหน่อยต้องมองหน้า
Why are you looking at me like that? She's not looking at you like anything. It's your guilty conscience, bruh. It is the fact that you are aware that what you're saying doesn't align with the way that you're behaving that makes you self-conscious about the words that you're speaking. It's not about how Fa is looking at you. You're projecting what you feel about the things that you're saying onto Fa.
ตั้งใจฟังไง
Exactly. I'm just listening.
คุยหน่อยต้องมองหน้า
ตั้งใจฟังไง
She really
มี
was.
การคุยกัน
Like you feel like you're disappointing her or
การ
something?
ปรับกันมากกว่านี้อะไรเงี้ย
I just want to listen.
ตั้งใจฟังไงอยาก
มี
ฟัง
แบบมีการ
I just want to listen, to talk and be adjusted more. To what? To what? Like I know, like, okay, so like a year and 3 months isn't actually the longest time. And for quite a bit of ENGLOT's 1 year, 3 months, they went through periods where they were trying to date, where they didn't work out, readjusted, became more like friends, renewed their interest, got closer after Show Me Love. So I get it. They themselves have been kind of up and down. So maybe the concept of I'm your girlfriend or I'm dating you, I want to date you is a fairly new one in terms of like practically carrying it out. 1 year, 3 months isn't a long time. But we're not talking about getting married. At the end, like we're not talking about getting married right now. We're just talking about dating. Like, don't you like date for a year or 2 or 3 before you get married? So like if You're talking about, I want to listen, to talk, and be adjusted more. Even before you talk about becoming a couple, what the hell are you planning to do when you're a couple? I thought it's when you're a couple and you're dating that you talk and listen and adjust more and see whether you can eventually be married or if you're going to break up. So why are you trying to do things that occur whilst you're dating or talking to someone if you're in Thailand? Why are you trying to do things that occur while you're talking to someone when you're not even talking to them yet? Like, why don't you take the step of talking to them and then we can answer all these questions? Why are you trying to get everything resolved even before you start, bro? How does that work?
คุยกันปรับกันมากกว่านี้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยอาจจะเป็นเพราะว่าเราอ่ะไม่เคยมีโอกาสได้มานั่งคุยกันถึงตรงนี้ด้วย
We never had a chance to seriously talk about this, girl. I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. You get together regularly and you ask yourself these questions so you can give us these patented answers that you repeat. I know you lying. You've never had a chance to seriously talk about this. In 1 year, 3 months, and 77 provinces, you've never had the chance to seriously talk about whether you could be a real couple ever since you started shipping and you started liking each other and you're at the concert and fast smacking your bum and you've never wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I just realized maybe I'm not being fair to Charlotte. Hold on. Concert, kiss, all of that happened after this. So before this is what? Before this is Show Me Love, Mulan, Royette. Before this is USA trip. Still, guys, like there's so many moments before this, so many. We've never had a chance to seriously talk about this. That's not true.
ด้วยซ้ำว่าเราจะเป็นยังไงกันต่อเราชอบกันจริงๆไหมเราแบบเคยคิดจะ
Do we really like each other? Do we think about having another relationship? I know that's not true because in the March 16th live, you were having a pretty serious conversation about your future and about what ENGLOT is going to look like in the future. So we've never had a chance to seriously talk about this. You obviously talked about it before you came for that March 16th live. So it's something you've been talking about when you were talking about ENGFA is the only girl that I want to be with. If it's not ENGFA, I don't want to be with anyone.
ถึงตรงนี้ด้วยซ้ำว่าเราจะเป็นยังไงกันต่อเราชอบกันจริงๆไหมเราแบบ
Do we really like each other? In the March 16th live, you said you really liked her. Do we think about having other relationships? In the March 16th live, you said that no, if it's not ENGFA, you don't want it. So what you talking about? We've never had a chance to seriously talk with each other. What you talking about,
เคย
Shasha?
คิดจะแบบว่ามีความสัมพันธ์อันอื่นไหมคือเราไม่เคยเลยมันเป็นไปตามธรรมชาติแล้วก็ตามความรู้สึกก็เคยมีแว็บหนึ่งที่แบบ
But ENGFA is nodding, so I don't know. Like, what do you consider a serious conversation? Because you have been talking, and you've been telling us the things you've been talking about. But if March 16th is not a serious conversation, what the hell is, bruh?
ไม่เคยมีโอกาสได้มานั่งคุยกันถึงตรงนี้ด้วยซ้ำว่าเราจะเป็นยังไงกันต่อเราชอบกัน
Or are you talking about like as girlfriends, you've never had a chance to seriously talk about this, but you also just said you're not dating.
จริงๆไหมเราแบบเคยคิดจะแบบว่ามีความสัมพันธ์อันอื่นไหมคือเราไม่เคยเลยมันเป็นไปตามธรรมชาติแล้วก็ตามความรู้สึก
It's all coming from the feeling. There's a moment that I thought, oh, we should go ahead and try if we really like each other.
ให้รู้ไปเลยว่าจริงๆ
Or
แล้ว
not.
เราชอบจริงๆไหมหรือว่ามันเป็นแค่คนพูดให้เรา
But it's just what people said that makes us believe we like each other. Charlotte has said this before. She said this before on Highway Turtle 2. And she's even said this before on a talk show, hasn't she?
อะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็ต้องรอดูว่าความสัมพันธ์
It needs more time to see. Jesus Christ.
มันเป็นไปตามธรรมชาติแล้วก็ตามความรู้สึกก็เคยมีแว็บหนึ่งที่แบบหรือเราจะลองให้แบบ
She said this during the Ban Maha Hang Live.
ชอบจริงๆไหมหรือว่ามันเป็นแค่คนพูดให้เราจำภาพจำ
That she didn't know if she really had feelings for Fa. And that's May. This is June. And she didn't know if she really had feelings for Fa or it was just like people shipping them and all of that.
อะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็ต้องรอดูว่า
It needs more time to see when will the feeling and relationship of two people
ตรงกันตอนไหนอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
occur. Oh my god. So essentially, and they do this, and I don't understand. I'm tired. They have a live, right, where they present sort of like new information about their relationship. And then for the next couple of months, right, they just repeat and reiterate that new information as if to get it sunk in with the fans that this is now the status. Everything Shasha says here, June 8th, she said in the Ban Mahahang live, and I think that was what, May 4th, May 14th, whatever. May, I know that for a fact. So you went in May and you're saying everything you're saying now, and since then we've had so many moments. We've had ENGLOT in the USA, we've had so many other things that indicate, you understand, a close relationship. During the Ban Mahahang live, Charlotte's foot was touching Fa's foot under the table. You understand? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? So when she's out here right now talking about, oh, I didn't know if it was really my feelings or if it was shipping. Yes, that is true, but that's something you felt months ago. If not all the way, like during the MGT competition, I doubt that that's something you feel now. If you're telling me that on March 16th, you could come before all your fans talking about, I like Fa. If it's not Fa, I don't want to be romantically involved with any other woman, then obviously, right, at this point, you know that it's not just shipping. It's you and her. That's why you could say that during March 16th. So why does it feel like you're backtracking? Why does it feel like during the Bama Hahang Live, your anniversary, you came out with a public statement that is presenting the state of your relationship not as it is now, but as it was months ago, right? Is this just another buffer you're trying to create between your real relationship and your public relationship? Is that what you did? You created a private ENGLOT and a public ENGLOT so that if the public ENGLOT breaks, if the public ENGLOT, there's an issue, private ENGLOT is protected? Is that what I'm seeing? Because you are saying things that don't apply anymore. And that you've already said in May. So you came on to ENGFA's show just to repeat this?
สัมพันธ์แล้วก็ความรู้สึกของ
Why? Because after the USA trip, people started getting excited and they started thinking you were girlfriends, and you didn't want them to jump that gun because you want the time to actually date her in secret and in private, so that if things don't work out, you break up quietly and you can say, oh, we never said we were dating. Is that it?
มันจะไปตรงกันตอนไหนอะไรเงี้ยแต่ถ้ามีโอกาสไหมก็คงมี
There's a chance. Of course there's a chance. Did you see how she kissed you on June 22nd? I know, it's June 8th. You don't know. But we know there's a chance. We've seen you. We've been seeing you.
มีแต่ว่าไม่รู้ว่าเมื่อไหร่แค่นั้นเอง
I just don't know when.
คือจะบอกอย่างนี้
No, I don't think she's talking about when they're like, she has feelings for Fa, obviously. Fa has feelings for her, obviously. I think she's talking about she doesn't know when they'll publicly announce that they're together.
ว่ายังไม่ได้มีอะไรแบบว่าเกิน
I have to tell you that we're not into that. Okay, tell us. We're not into that step of relationship yet.
ว่าโอ้โหแบบพูดตรงยังไม่ได้มี
Fa.
เซ็กถึงขั้นนั้นที่เราได้อยู่ด้วยกันอะไรเงี้ยแต่จะมีช่วงโมเมนต์ไม่ได้มีเกินเลยกันนะถึงขั้นที่แบบว่าโอ้โหแบบพูดตรงยังไม่ได้มี
To be honest, we didn't have sex.
เซ็ก
Ain't nobody asked you. Ain't nobody asked you that, man. Ain't nobody brought up sex in this conversation. What?
ถึงขั้นนั้นที่เราได้อยู่ด้วยกัน
At the time you saw us together, when? We've been seeing you together for 1 year, 3 months. When? Because Shashar is smiling like, okay, tell him, babe. Tell him we didn't have sex. That's not a we didn't have sex smile. I'm sorry, but it's not.
พูดตรงยังไม่ได้มีเซ็กถึงขั้นนั้นที่เราได้อยู่ด้วยกันอะไรเงี้ย
She looked confused. Why did Charlotte look confused when you say you did not have sex? Look at
ยัง
Charlotte.
ไม่ได้มีเซ็กถึงขั้นนั้นที่เราได้อยู่ด้วยกัน
She looked like she didn't know whether to agree with that or not. She looked like she had to think about it.
อะไรเงี้ยแต่จะมีช่วงโมเมนต์ที่แบบว่าเหมือนได้ใกล้กันมาก
There's just a time that we got to be really close. I don't know when you're talking
ๆ
about.
แล้วก็หนูอาจจะแบบเมาอะไรเงี้ย งี้ยก็เลยเหมือนได้
And I might also be drunk, so we got to be a little bit more close.
เมื่อไหร่
เมาอะไรเงี้ยก็เลยเหมือนได้เข้าไปใกล้นิดนึง
เมื่อไหร่
ได้เข้าไปใกล้นิดนึงนั่นแหละ
And I think Charlotte is teasing Fa about Royette or about any of the other moments that they've had when Fa was drunk and couldn't remember. So Charlotte is like, oh, we got to be closer while you were drunk? When? Because Fa typically doesn't remember the encounters. So this is Charlotte just messing with
เมื่อ
Fa.
ไหร่
ได้เข้าไปใกล้นิดนึงนั่นแหละ
So you got to be close. When you're drunk, you got to be a little closer. So what? You've done things, but it's not quite sex yet?
ก็เลยจะบอกว่าโอกาสที่จะเป็นไปได้อิงลอดหรือว่าไม่ได้เป็นอย่างที่น้องบอกอยู่ที่อนาคตวัน
Like she said, it's up to the future.
โอกาสที่จะเป็น
The chance that ENGLOT would be
ไป
together.
ได้อิงลอดหรือว่าไม่ได้เป็นอย่างที่น้องบอกอยู่ที่อนาคต
Like she said, and like you've been saying to reporters, actually, it's up to the future when ENGLOT will be together. Officially. Because unofficially, that's big. No, so, HEB,
วันนี้เหมือนต้องปล่อยให้พวกเราโต
right now,
โตแล้วก็
you must let us
ให้มัน
grow
เป็นไปตามธรรมชาติถ้า
and
เมื่อ
let
ไหร่
it
ที่
be.
มันคลิกกันมันก็ใช่
It
ว่า
is whenever it is. Okay. So basically, you're telling us that after USA trip and after all the kikiing and the girlfriend type things, you're telling us not to put our expectations on when you're going to be a couple. Like, oh,
ว่า
แต่ความรู้สึกก็คือจะไม่ลดลงไปกว่า 50 ละ
okay.
เมื่อไหร่ที่มันคลิกกันมันก็ใช่ที่ว่า
แต่ความ
But my feeling won't be less than 50% anymore. So Charlotte is saying she will never be less than 50% certain that ENGLOT could happen. So that means you'll always be able to flip a coin. And ENGLOT being real is either way. Charlotte is saying I will always be ready to date. In a sense. Alright.
ความรู้สึกก็คือจะไม่ลดลงไปกว่า 50 ละ
She's saying I won't go
เพราะว่า
back
พี่ฟ้าก็ยังเป็นคน
because she'd still be that one person for me.
คนนั้นของหนูเสมอ จะไม่มีใครมาแบบอันนี้ได้ รู้สึก
Look at the way Ingvar is smiling. Y'all so annoying, I
ยังเป็น
swear.
คนนั้น
Y'all
ของหนู
are
เสมอ
annoying.
จะไม่มี
No one would ever replace her. Look at Ingvar's face. And then you just make this entire thing. It's like I'm trying to take a computer freaking science course in algorithms. And I'm trying to crack ENGLOT's algorithm and it ain't making sense, bruh. I'm putting in inputs, I'm not getting outputs. Come on.
ไม่มีใครมาแบบอันนี้ได้ รู้สึกแบบนี้จะรักแบบนี้จะ
I
เป็น
feel
ห่วง
like this, love her like this, I care for a person like this. You've said this in the Banmahaheng live. You keep saying this since March 16. You said it. It's like, even though they have their public story or whatever, they always feel the need to reassure the other person that, hey, even though I'm saying all this stuff so that they don't lose their freaking minds, I still low-key kind of love you. Don't forget.
พอดูแลอย่างเงี้ยกับแค่คนนี้คนเดียวเท่านั้นจะไม่มีแบบคนอื่น ก็แล้วแต่อนาคตว่ามันจะเป็นไปในทิศทางไหนอะไรเงี้ย
ยิ้มหวานกันแล้วเนี่ยชิปเปอร์อะ
The fans are over the moon right now. Well, I'm glad you freaking know us.
หวานแล้วเนี่ย
Oh. Nah, I gotta see
ห
that.
วานกันแล้วเนี่ยชิปเปอร์อะยิ้มหวานแล้วเนี่ย
Cuddles. That Lego with
ก่อนที่จะ
I remember
ราย
that.
การไปอยากถามว่าต้อง
Before we
แต่ง
end
ตัว
the show, I'd like to
ส้ม
ask
ๆขนาด
something.
นี้
Shasha, it's like what you want to ask.
เนาะพี่คิดว่าคุณพิธาจะมา พูดมาเลยว่า
ขอพื้นที่หน่อยได้ไหม
ให้เขาขายของละกัน
ก็เดี๋ยวไปเจอกันบนห้อง
อ่ะโอเคห้องไหน
ห้องนอน
อ่ะไหนแหละของละกัน
ก็เดี๋ยวไปเจอกันบนห้อง
อ่ะโอเคห้องไหน
ห้องนอน
อ่ะไหนแหละ
She did that on purpose. She was flirting.
พิธาจะมา พูดมาเลยว่า
ขอพื้นที่หน่อยได้ไหม
ให้เขาขายของละกัน
ก็เดี๋ยวไปเจอกันบนห้อง
Oh, let her promote her stuff.
ห้องไหน
ห้องนอน
The bedroom. I see. Goodbye. Ingvar's not serious. She said we'll meet later, and then we were like, which room? And Charlotte's like, the bedroom. Ingvar's like, okay, bye bye. They did meet in the bedroom, I
วัน
think.
นี้
They
ค่ะ
had a
มา
whole
เยือนรายการ
photo
อิง
shoot.
ฟ้าทั้งทีนะคะ ก็เลยแวะเอาเคล็ดลับผิวสวยของเรามาฝากแฟนๆรายการอิงฟ้ามาหานะเธอคนไหนค่ะ
Oh, selling the
WC นะคะ
out of this vitamin C.
หลายคน
Let's
อาจจะเคยได้
go.
ยินนะคะว่าอันนี้เนี่ยคือวิตซีชาร์ลอตมีส่วนผสมจากสารสกัดจากธรรมชาติ100%
It's actually really
ค่ะ
smart to
โดย
brand
ใน
it
ตัว
after
ผง
Charlotte.
ส้ม
Like,
แมนดารินก็นำ
Wink
เข้ามา
White's
จาก
vitamin
ญี่ปุ่น
C.
นะคะ
Who gives a
ตัว
shit?
นี้เนี่ยช่วยในเรื่อง
Charlotte's
ของ
vitamin
ผิว
C.
กระจ่าง
We'll
ใส
buy
ลดการ
that.
เกิดเม็ดสีเมลาโทนิน
Just to support her, people will buy
ค่ะ
that.
สารสกัดจากมะเขือเทศนะคะ ตัวนี้นำเข้าจาก UK ค่ะ
Tomato
สา
extract
มารถดูดซึมเข้าสู่ร่างกายได้สูงกว่าไลโค
in
เจนจาก
vitamin
มะเขือ
C?
เทศสดถึง 240% เลยนะคะบำรุงผิวพรรณให้แข็งแรงชะลอการเกิดริ้วรอยปกป้องผิวจากแสงแดด และยังไม่หมดนะคะยังมี green
I'm sorry.
acetylula
I feel about
cherry
tomatoes the way
extract
that Fa
นะคะ
feels about
ที่มีวิตามิน
tomatoes.
สูง
If it's not
มาก
in
ๆ
a
แถมดูด
stew
ซึม
or
ได้
in a
ดี
soup,
ค่ะ
I
ตัว
don't,
นี้
I
นะคะ
don't,
มี
I
สารส
don't,
กัดจาก
mm-mm.
ผลส้มแดงนะคะ หรือถ้าผิวขาวก็คือจะมี
Tomatoes and
L-glutathione
oranges?
ด้วย
How can you do that? Unless it's like just like an extract and it's like not tomatoes, right?
ชะลอการเกิดริ้วรอยแถมมีสารต้านอนุมูลอิสระปกป้องผิวจากแสงแดด
Tell the truth.
ลดการ
Some of you
ทำเสีย
low-key
ของ
wanna
ผิว
buy
จาก
this,
แสง
don't
แดด
you?
นะคะฝ้ากระจุดด่างดำคือหายเนียนจะเยอะๆนะ
I actually watched this person sell vitamin
แห
C.
มขายของเพลิน
That is where we've reached. I sat down here and I watched Charlotte Austin sell vitamin C. I can't even buy. I need to go outside. I need to touch the grass. I think I'm slipping.
ไปเลยนะจ๊ะ
ขอหน่อยนานๆทีจะได้ออกรายการ
ไม่ว่ากันนะคะ ก็วันนี้ขอบคุณมากๆเลยที่ให้เกียรติมาร่วมรายการเรา รู้สึกยังไงกับการที่วันนี้มาในพาร์ทของการเป็นแบบว่าแขกรับเชิญ
จริงๆรู้สึกดีใจแล้วก็ลุ้นทุกคำถาม แล้วก็รู้สึกว่าน่าจะเป็นคำถามที่คือไม่เคยมี
That's low-key why I think they went a bit more intense. I think that their relationship can support it because after the USA trip, it seems like they were getting closer, you know, private ENGLOT. So I think that they could ask these kind of questions because they low-key kind of have an idea of the answer. Okay? So yeah, they were able to leverage that to ask things that another talk show host may not dare to ask, you know, to promote ENGFA's episode. Because I bet you the number of people that watch this episode and that will keep watching ENGFA's show because of this one appearance by Charlotte. Again, that line of promoting and selling your relationship, like you're not promoting your relationship, you're not selling your relationship, but it is doing things for you. It is opening doors for you. It is bringing you opportunities. It is. So yeah, it's hard having a public relationship, and I think that's why they've created a private relationship, and their private relationship seems to be several months ahead of their public relationship at any given point in time.
ใครเคยถามมาก่อนแล้วก็ทำให้แบบหลายๆคนได้รู้จักเรามากขึ้น
ก็เชื่อว่าวันนี้คนน่าจะได้รู้จักชาร์ลอตต์ออสตินมากขึ้นแหละนิดนึงนะคะก็
Yeah, I don't think you want to know the things that I know about Charlotte Austin after today. Because watching Show Me Love episode 9, I thought the things I knew about Charlotte Austin after Show Me Love episode 9 were insane. It turns out that that's nothing. That's nothing. There's ways to improve the quality of sex, you know what I'm saying? With all the innovations that the modern world has made, you know what I'm saying? That you won't miss not having sex with a man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do with the things that I know about Charlotte Austin. It's not my place to do anything. I think P5 you probably have that covered. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna sit here and just absorb the fact that y'all told me this. And I didn't ask for it. You just voluntarily dropped these bombs. I'm just
ก็ขอบคุณมากๆที่เป็นเกียรตินะคะ
ฝากทุกคนนะคะ กดไลค์นะคะ กดแชร์ กด subscribe แล้วก็กดกระดิ่งกิ้งกิ้งกิ้งกิ้งให้ด้วยนะคะ
ไปลุ้นกันจ้าว่า EP ต่อไปอิงฟ้ามาหานะเธอจะเป็นใครนะจ๊ะ
Oh. So it's funny. I saw this clip, and I don't know if it was Yuri's clip or whose clip. I think it was in the teaser. There was a moment between Shar and Fa from the Hello Info show where it was like they were posing for a picture. So Fa was close and she was like, you know, looking at the camera and she was giving it, you know, smolder, right? And Charlotte was like facing Fa while Fa looked at the camera, and it looked like Charlotte turned her head and just kind of started to lean into Fa for a second, and Fa looked at her like, what's going on? What's happening? And it looked like for a moment Charlotte forgot where she was, forgot what was happening. She was just leaning into Fa. And then Fa is watching her this entire time. Charlotte loses herself. Fa is watching her. You can see Fa trying not to smile. Then Charlotte looks up. Right, finally feels Fa's eyes on her, looks up, sees Fa looking at Charlotte, getting lost in Fa. And then Charlotte starts smiling and blushing, and it was such a crazy moment. I don't see it in the show, so I guess I don't know where Yuri got that clip from, but yo, that was yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and leave a comment. What do you think about the status of ENGLOT's relationship? ENGLOT is on one hand they're consistent because they say something and then for like 3 months they're saying the same thing at every public event. They decide, okay, now they're ready for us to tell them that we're at this stage of the relationship, and then they say it and then they stick to it, right? But again, I can't help but feel like there's an ENGLOT that's just for them that they don't share with us, right? There's private ENGLOT, there's public ENGLOT, and public ENGLOT is always months behind private ENGLOT, right? So sometimes like they be saying things on shows like this, and I don't know how seriously I can take it, because sometimes it feels like they're saying certain things to get us to think about their relationship a certain way to protect that private relationship, right? So to that extent, what am I supposed to do with that if you're giving me a timeline that doesn't make sense according to the way that you are behaving? You're here talking about, is P5 possessive of you? I don't know. The fuck you mean by you don't know? You've been possessive of each other since the moment you met. you feel me? Like it don't make no sense. The only problem with them creating like their private relationship and their public relationship is that it literally makes no freaking sense when you look at the public relationship according to everything that they say and do. It doesn't match. It just doesn't. But whatever. Okay, you do what you gotta do to protect what you gotta protect. I don't care. I'm just here watching, observing. You know what I'm saying? When it makes sense, I'm gonna say it makes sense. When it doesn't make sense, I'll say it doesn't make sense. And we just gonna flow. Alright? That's about it, guys.